This dynamic isn't about love, it's about attachment. Welcome to day 40, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Dr. Nicole, and today we're analyzing Aisha and Jarrett from Love is Blind through the lens of attachment theory. As a psychologist, I watch reality TV differently than most people. I see attachment patterns, trauma responses, and relationship dynamics playing out in real time. The Aisha and Jarrett situation is a perfect case study in anxious avoidant attachment and why chemistry alone isn't enough to create a healthy relationship. If you've ever found yourself in a push pull dynamic with someone, if you've ever been confused by mixed signals, or if you've ever wondered why you keep attracting the same type of person, this analysis will give you clarity. Let's start by identifying the attachment patterns we saw playing out. The classic anxious attachment behaviors of Aisha, protest behaviors. When she felt Jarrett pulling away, she pursued harder. She kept trying to get clarity, kept asking for reassurance, kept pushing for commitment. Hypervigilance. She was constantly scanning for signs of rejection or abandonment. Every interaction was analyzed for meaning. Then there's emotional dysregulation. Her emotions were intense and reactive. She couldn't self soothe when the relationship felt uncertain. Over accommodation. She kept adjusting herself to try to make the relationship work, even when his behavior was inconsistent. Jarrett displayed classic avoidant attachment behaviors, deactivating strategies. When things got too intense or intimate, he pulled back. He created distance to regulate his own discomfort with closeness. Emotional suppression. He struggled to access and express his emotions, especially vulnerable ones. Inconsistent behavior. He would be warm and connected one moment, then distant and unavailable the next. Fear of engulfment. This is big. The closer Aisha tried to get, the more trapped he felt, which made him want to escape. This created the classic anxious avoidant trap. The more she pursued, the more he withdrew. The more he withdrew, the more she pursued. Here's what's crucial to understand. Anxious avoidant pairings often have incredible chemistry. The chemistry comes from the activation, the uncertainty, the push pull, the will they or won't they creates adrenaline that feels like passion. Anxious attachment gets activated by inconsistency, the intermittent reinforcement, sometimes he's available, sometimes he's not, creates an addictive cycle. Avoidant attachment gets activated by pursuit. The chase feels safe because there's still distance, but the attention feels validating. This is why Aisha kept saying she felt such a strong connection with Jarrett, even when his behavior was clearly inconsistent. The chemistry was real, but it was based on activation, not compatibility. Chemistry based on activation feels like intense highs and lows, constant uncertainty, obsessive thinking about the person, feeling like you can't help being drawn to them. Chemistry based on compatibility feels like consistent warmth and connection, feeling safe and secure, natural flow and ease, feeling like yourself around them. The first type of chemistry is addictive but unsustainable. The second type is nourishing and lasting. One of the most painful things to watch was Aisha waiting for Jarrett to choose her, to be ready, to step up. This is the feminine cost of overwaiting. You abandon yourself in service of someone else's timeline. Overwaiting looks like staying in unclear situations, hoping they will become clear, making excuses for someone's inconsistent behavior, believing that if you just wait long enough, they'll change, sacrificing your own needs for their comfort. The cost of overwaiting. You lose connection to your own intuition. You start to doubt your own worth. You become reactive instead of responsive. You give away your power to choose. Aisha kept waiting for Jarrett to be ready for what she wanted instead of deciding whether his current behavior was acceptable to her. This is a pattern I see with so many women. They focus on the potential instead of his reality. They wait for him to become the man they need instead of deciding whether the man he is right now works for them. Feminine wisdom says, I see who you are right now, and I decide if that works for me right now. Secure attachment energy would have handled this situation completely differently. A secure woman would have observed without overanalyzing. She would have noticed his inconsistency without making it mean something about her worth. Communicating clearly without pursuing. She would have expressed her needs once, clearly, and then observed his response. Make decisions based on behavior, not words. She would have looked at his actions over time, not just his explanations or promises. Maintain her own life and options. She wouldn't have put all her eggs in one basket or made him the center of her world without reason to. Being willing to walk away. She would have had a clear sense of what she would and wouldn't accept, and she would have acted on it. A secure man would have been consistent in his communication. He would have been clear about his feelings and intentions from the beginning. Taken responsibility for his impact. He would have acknowledged how his behavior affected her instead of just focusing on his own discomfort. Made clear decisions. He would have either committed fully or ended things cleanly instead of keeping her in limbo. Communicated his needs directly. Instead of pulling away when he felt overwhelmed, he would have asked for what he needed. Here's what's important for viewers to understand. This dynamic will repeat itself until one or both people heal their attachment patterns. Aisha will likely attract more avoidant men until she learns to self soothe, trust her intuition, and stop pursuing people who aren't pursuing her back. Jarrett will likely attract more anxious women until he learns to communicate directly, stay present during intimacy, and take responsibility for his impact on others. The pattern isn't about finding the right person, it's about becoming a secure person who attracts secure people. Signs that you're in an anxious avoidant dynamic are you feel like you're always trying to figure out where you stand, the relationship feels like a roller coaster of highs and lows, you're doing most of the emotional labor, you feel like you're walking on eggshells, you're constantly seeking reassurance, you feel addicted to the person despite their chaos. To break this pattern, if you're anxiously attached, you have to learn to self soothe instead of seeking external validation. Focus on your own life and goals. Stop pursuing people who aren't pursuing you back. Practice sitting with uncertainty without trying to control outcomes. If you're avoidantly attached, you have to practice staying present during emotional conversations. Learn to communicate your needs directly instead of withdrawing. Take responsibility for your impact on others. Challenge your beliefs about intimacy and commitment. And for everyone, choose people based on their current behavior, not what you see as their potential. Trust your intuition about how someone makes you feel now. Don't try to convince anyone to want you. You have to be secure in yourself. Attachment reveals itself under pressure. The way someone handles conflict, uncertainty, and intimacy shows you their attachment style more clearly than anything they say about wanting a relationship. Pay attention to patterns, not just moments. Choose people who make you feel secure, not people who make you feel activated. Make sure you hit subscribe for day 41. I'm going to get a little personal and share with you how both academia and coaching shaped me and how it impacts the work that I do. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been in an anxious avoidant dynamic? What did you learn from it? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.